Yes, for the topic today is about happiness, happy with enough, discovering everyday contentment. What can help you be content in your life? You can see that now we live in a fascinating, fast-paced world. Now it's really fast. Especially if we look back in the past few years, things change a lot every year. I'm not sure about your opinion, but yeah, I think can all agree that lots of things change so fast that many people may not be able to accept it anymore. Yeah. And we have access to incredible technology, opportunities and information like, for example, AI, artificial intelligence. If we can use it, learn how to use it, it will bring lots of opportunities to us. Yet, amidst all this abundance, many of us may feel a persistent sense of not quite enough, even though we have lots more things, but sometimes, even though we have a lot, like, oh, it's not enough. Maybe it's needing our need for the last, maybe I need a new phone, a bigger house, better job, more money, more followers on social media, or just feeling like I need to be something more somehow. Yes. We can see lots of advertisement, social media, even sometimes our own inner voice constantly tell us or shout that happiness lies just around corner and we cannot just be happy with what we have. Yes. This constant striving, this feeling of lack can be exhausting sometimes, and it may lead us to stress, anxiety, comparison, a lot of comparison. Yes, and a sense that genuine peace is a way just out of reach. And question is, there is another way to deal with it in the fast-paced world at the moment that we cannot just be happy with ourselves to stay alive. We need to look out, to learn, to adapt to new technology, to new things. When we learn new things, it will lead to more desire as well, because we have to look out, we see it, which will bring need and more want into our mind, more desire. And how is there a way to cope with it, to stay connected to the outside world and to remain feeling of having enough to be content? So let's start by looking more closely at this feeling of never enough. Where does it come from? In Buddhism, there is a concept called tanha. Tanha, this word, tanha, is Pali language, which often translates as craving or thirst for something. It is deep-seated drive within us. The constant wanting is not just about wanting material things. It can be wanting different appearances, like wanting praise, wanting things to be different than how they are, even wanting unpleasant things to go away right now. So it means if you don't want anything to be with you or don't want to have it, it's also included in tanha. Yeah. Think about it. You get the new phone you desperately want. How long does that deep satisfaction last before you start noticing the next model or something else you feel you need? Sometimes you may achieve a goal at work, but joy doesn't last long. Yes. And sometimes we think, oh, what's next? What's next? What should I have? What should I gain more? This cycle design temporary. It's a temporary fulfillment, and it will lead to new desire. When we have any desire, we fix it. It's just temporary, finally a new desire, and it will be like a treadmill that we keep fulfilling our mind somehow, and then the new desire come. It is what we call tanha, which is kind of one of the root of suffering as well. It's not one of the root of suffering. Actually, it's root of suffering. If we talk about the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha addressed tanha as the root of suffering. And this is just it's described. It's just not personal feeling. It's described in Buddhism as a fundamental aspect of the untrained human mind. If we have untrained mind, it's normal that it happen to us. Our minds are conditioned to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. It is human mind. Once the Buddha said that our mind is like a fish. If we see fish in a water tank, and if we try to lift it up, hold it in the air, it will strive to get into the water again. So the fish like to be where it please, where it can please it. So our mind is the same. Our mind want to stay somewhere it want. So if your mind don't want to do something, to be with something, it will look for somewhere else. This normal condition, the mind avoid discomfort. And in our modern world, this natural tendency that is amplify this desire, because there are many things to increase our desire, like advertising, constant creating artificial needs, social media, that we can see lots of it's fuel comparison in our mind. We can see something more perfect, something that many people, many influencers may tell you that you can be more, you need to be more, you shouldn't waste your time in your life, something like that, that make you feel like, oh, I have to do something. I cannot just do nothing. I cannot just enjoy the moment. Maybe cultural messages that tell us the success, tell us about success, narrow down to define by wealth, status, or appearance. And the result is it brings us stress, anxiety, burnout, envy, or a feeling of being disconnected from genuine well-being. And if we want to discover contentment, if you are tired about it, if you are exhausting looking out with dealing with your desire, sometimes this how it's not bad to keep developing ourselves, but sometimes if you think, oh, I'm tired, it's exhausting, so now it's time to sometimes need to look back to what we have and enjoy it. So it will be our time for our mind to rest. And that is a key concept about contentment. In Pali, we use the word. Actually, in Thai language, we call it sandot. In Pali, it is santuti or santosa, which mean contentment. Contentment. But sometimes it translates as satisfaction, contentment with what one has. So this word, contentment with what one has. Now it's really important to understand what contentment is and what contentment isn't. Contentment is not complacency or laziness. It doesn't mean giving up on goals or striving to improve things in the world or in our life. It doesn't mean passively accepting injustice or harmful situations. It is not contentment. So what I talk sometime I told you that, or desire, I told you about desire to be something more. So I shouldn't do anything, but that is not contentment, because sometimes when we do nothing, we don't actually do nothing. It's not a mind training. When we do nothing, it will drag us down because we grow old there all the time. Now I talk to you like influencer to do something more, but I don't want you to feel it that way, because something will drag us down all the time. We shouldn't forget it. It's okay to do nothing, to be lazy sometimes, but we don't forget that we don't know when we are going to die. This is the point. And now we can see many crazy things happen about politics, which I don't want to talk about it, but you don't know when there will be a big change that affect our life. So we can be lazy sometimes, but don't forget that the time passed. Contentment is not laziness. Contentment is not resignation. It's not about sadly sighing and saying, oh, well, this is all I will ever have. Not feeling that way. Different from contentment, enjoy with what you have. Contentment is not suppressing desire. It's not like we can just switch off wanting things. Like if you want something and you just, oh, I want to eat, so you don't want stop looking at the food. It's not something like that. But there is contentment. Contentment is an inner quality, it's a state of mind, a sense of inner sufficiency that isn't dependent on constantly acquiring more external things or conditions. So just a sense of, oh, it's okay. You feel that what you have is enough. And contentment is appreciation. It involves actively recognizing and valuing what you have. Our health, even though your health is imperfect, but you feel like, oh, at least I'm still alive. And as long as you are still alive, you can train your mind, you can practice meditation, at least, yes. And recognizing and valuing what you have, or including your relationships, your basic necessities, small moments of beauty or connection. Contentment is peace with the present moment. It's finding a sense of okayness with our current situation, even as we might work towards positive change. It's reducing the friction between reality and our desires. Contentment is inner sufficiency and ease. Contentment is a skill. It is a skill to cultivate, like learning an instrument or a language. Contentment is something we can intentionally practice to be content. Learn to enjoy what you have. And contentment is freedom when you are content, with what you have. You are free from desire to have more. You can just enjoy with what you have. So it's so simple. Contentment will bring a sense of ease. It frees up mental energy previously consumed by wanting and comparing. It allows us to see clearly what truly matters. And the rewards of the sense of enough. Buddhism teaches that nothing is impermanent. It's permanent. How can one live in the present if the present is constantly changing? Very good question. So nothing is impermanent. Actually, if we go back to the actual Pali words, Buddhism, the Buddha, he didn't address that nothing is permanent, but he talk about all kind of phenomena is impermanent. It's kind of similar anyway. Yeah. And how can one live in the present if present is constantly changing? So basically, it's not the concept of present moment. Actually, it's just a way to free your mind, not to think too much about future or the past, because we have a kind of habit to because of our desire to have something more, not to have something, desire not to have something, not to be something that we are now, or desire to have something more, to gain something more, that make us think of a possibility in the future a lot, or think of our past a lot, that, or in the past I used to be with some person that make me happy. I used to have something. I used to have more free time. Because of our design, it take our mind to the future or to the past a lot, which make us cannot feel enough, cannot get the sense of enoughness, okayness. That come to the sense that the concept of present. What you said, yeah, the actual present moment may not be kind of a bit of abstract or complicated. That's why during meditation I also address that if we free our mind from the concept of time, we don't need to even think about the present, because there is no past, no future. There is just when we live in a constant changing moment all the time. So if you can be there. That is the point. That is the main point of Buddhist training. So if you mind about the wording, you don't need to think about the present moment. But if we want to put it in a simple way, the word present moment may be easy, help us to talk about it easily. And the reverse of enough. Oh, I may talk about it briefly because I still have a more slide to talk. If you feel enough, you get the sense of enoughness. It will help you reduce stress, anxiety. It will help you gain greater inner peace and calm, contentment, quiet, the less demanding voice in your head, and increase resilience, because we don't cling to the past. We don't cling to our design, so we can bring ourselves back easily, and more rewards of sense of contentment enough enchants your appreciation and joy. Contentment opens our eyes to simple goodness that already around us, around you. We don't strive to have more, just so we look more closely to what we have around us. Contentment bring our freedom from comparison and less wanting, as we talk. Contentment also improve relationships, because we stop looking for more better match lifestyle. We just, oh, these people are what I have. Just enjoy our life with them. And sometimes it may lead to a more sustainable living, because we don't pay more, so we have more to use. And Buddhist thinking offers some helpful perspectives to help us to bring more contentment to our life. one of the big concept about impermanence that we just talked about in Pali is the word anicca, impermanence. Understanding impermanence is one core Buddhist teaching is that everything changes all the time. Our possessions break, status fade away sometime. Even present feelings don't last forever. Also, unpresent feelings don't last forever. Realizing this deep truth helps us lessen our thinking. If everything is temporary, so it makes sense to invest all our hopes or happiness in acquiring things that won't last. It will make more sense if we can see that everything is temporary. And contentment arises more easily when we accept the transient nature of things. So just accept, so we can be content. Things will change anyway. An other key insight, Buddhist insight to help us be more content involve how we work our minds, particularly through mindfulness of desire and the power of gratitude. Mindfulness of desire, instead of being automatically swept away by wanting, Buddhism encourages us to simply notice the arising of desire. See, there is this feeling of wanting the new phone, new gadget. Notice it. Don't just ignore it. Just observing it without judgment or aware of our desire. No judgment, without needing to immediately act on it or condemn ourselves for having it. Create some space between the desire and action. Creating some space. Sometimes the desire will simply fade away when we observe. And power of gratitude. Actively cultivating gratitude is a direct antidote to the feeling of lack, envy. It trains the mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. What do you have right now? Breath. We have our breath. We have life. Perhaps we have a roof over head. We have shelter to protect ourselves from different kind of temperature. Someone who some of you may still have some people who care about you, the ability to see or to hear, to access to nature. Shifting focus changes our entire perspective, changing from things we may not like, shifting from desire to gratitude with what we have. Good. May I ask, how can we be content with life? Okay. I will continue a bit more, and I hope it will answer your question and how to cultivate for a practical way. Is some simple step to train to be more content with life. Perhaps one of the most powerful tools is starting a simple gratitude practice. Water the seeds of gratitude. Start simple gratitude practice. So this is how we may train each day, maybe before bed or in the morning. We consciously think of 3 simple things. It may not be 3, but there's some example. If you want to try to train it to be more content with what you have, we need to train our mind to look to gratitude with what we have. Train our mind to do it, and have some time, perhaps 3 things before bed. Think of 3 simple things you are generally grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe your comfortable chair, a good cup of coffee, or a moment of quiet, a supportive friend, the fact that your body is still continue working for you. You may jot them down, write it down. This will train your brain to scan for positivity in your life. This is the first practice of gratitude. I'm going to continue quickly and answer the question later because it already 8 p.m. The second practice is practice mindful consumption. Mindful consumption is to pause before acquiring. Before we want to buy something, pause and ask ourselves, do I truly need this or do I just want it? Why do I want it? Look, you will feel I want it. Why do I want it? What feeling am I hoping for? I am hoping it to give me. How can it help my life? And can I borrow it? Or can I repair what I have? Or can I live without it? So there isn't about deprivation, but about becoming more conscious of the drivers behind our consumption. There's practice of pausing before acquiring, practice of mindful consumption. And the third practice appreciate simple pleasure is kind of similar to the practice of gratitude. The example is the feeling of make a conscious effort to notice small things, good things every day, small joy. Example, small maybe sunshine on your skin, taste of food, the sound of rain, comfortable silence, kind of similar. But the first handling is we think about it, but this is about during the day when you enjoy it. Take a moment to appreciate. Don't just overlook it. And the fourth practice involves noticing when the comparison mind arises and gently redirecting it. Yes. So basically, when you see comparison mind, comparison yourself, you catch that thought and comparing your life, positions, or achievements to others, especially online. Gently acknowledge it without judgment. See, oh, comparison is happening. Then consciously redirect that attention back to your own life. Perhaps something you are grateful for. The point one. And the last training. So I'm going to conclude and answer the question before this last practice. Take some time to reflect and define what enough truly mean for you. What is enough? Define it for yourself. What enough actually mean in different areas, positions, work, leisure. It might be different from social standard or what authors expect. What truly support your well-being. This you can answer for yourself. You don't need to compare to the author. Just see, oh, what is enough for me. Then that is enough for you. These are the 5 trainings. Practice of gratitude. Let me look back. Gratitude. Before bed, perhaps. Think of some good things that you appreciate during on that day. Maybe something small. Pause before acquire. And enjoy the day. Enjoy small things during the day. Don't just keep living in a fast pace. Slow down yourself a bit. Taming the comparison mind. Redirect your focus and reflect what is the meaning of enough for you. And conclusion. The trap of design will lead us to more stress and anxiety is something that we should acknowledge. Our design in contentment will lead us to more kind of inner peace and appreciation in life. And benefit of contentment help us to reduce stress, more and increase more joy and freedom in life. And we can cooperate with what I already just talked about. And we can start doing it here and now. Don't need to let the time pass. We can start enjoy ourselves now.